Hi everyone. Today we're going to work on a tree that is freestanding. I have posted a few videos of my past projects and I seem to have people that are interested, so we're going to give it a go. The wire that I'm using I got on Amazon, and this is 20 gauge brown aluminum wire, and this is it right here. So with that being said, I went ahead and I cut 64 wires, okay? But I put them in multiples of 16 just so that it would be easier for me to count and easier for me to show you what I'm doing. So I went ahead and I bent them in 4-inch on each. At that bend is where I'm going to put a zip tie, and that's going to be where our roots will go. So let's see if I can stay in the middle here for you, because I'm at an angle that could be difficult, a little bit tricky. Okay, I'm going to straighten them out right there. I'm going to put a zip tie. I'm not very particular. You don't have to be. It's about 4 inches. That's where I had the bend, I guess. Again, you don't have to be crazy particular about it. I'm not. It's just not the way I roll, guys, if you know me. For everyone that is new here, welcome. I like to do trees of life in a hoop. Novelty. This type is not my favorite, but I'm doing it because you want to see it. Most of you want to see it. So I'm not going to go crazy twisting. My hands are saying no, and you don't have to for this particular tree. So with the roots being like 4 inches, that's going to give me roughly 10. Let me just double measure this. Okay. Now, we could either start with the roots. I think we will. Let's start with the roots. You don't have to be fussy with your roots. Just make them pretty. Just separate them into however many you want, because you're going to split them and twist them out anyway, so I'm not going to get particular. Not counting, I'm just separating. Throw in a few twists like this. I'm not particular about anything with this kind of a tree. I'm just going to have some fun with it. So you've got 4 and 3, that's fine. 3 and 2, however many is there. Just going to twist them. And then do the same with these ones here. The thing with aluminum wire is it's very, very gentle in your hands. I need gentle on my hands right now, guys. This is why I ordered this wire, actually. It was not for the rustic tree, but because there's so much of it on that spool, and it is so soft, I figured I'd just work with this for a bit until I see my doctor next month on the 11th. Well, it's time for the orthopedic surgeon. See what he has to say. Only good thoughts right now. We'll get fussy with the roots later, just not right now. It's nice to have them in 2 and 2, but you don't have to. I don't. So I figured I'd start with this because I have not done this in like 11 years. However, we're going to get big, real big. This one here is coming. There's 64 wires and they're 36 inches long. And I think I'm going to bead them. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll do it as a tutorial. I might. I think I might. Not complete. I don't know. We'll see. Right now I'm just having some fun. So if you're new here, or if you just popped in to say hi, please hit that like button, give me a thumbs up, and I give you my 100%. Subscribe to my channel. We'll be doing lots of new things too, especially with a stand-up tree, and then maybe some seashells, we'll see. It's kind of depending on how I'm feeling with my hands. But I do want to share with you later something that I had purchased. I was looking at my paperwork. It's 3 years ago. In 21 is when I had my big surgery where I had bones removed, and I'm quite bionic, but I have reconstructive surgery of my both wrists. But anyway, with that being said, my physical therapist was doing using a therapy wax soak on my hands, and heat and massage and just all kinds of stuff. So I had actually purchased on Amazon, I will show it to you, it's a TheraWax system, exact same one that my physical therapist had me using, and I repurchased wax for it. I will show you, I'll do a little demonstration. I haven't used it yet because the wax is still melting. I purchased 3 before this one, and they were all too hot. And then I said, no, the TheraBath is the one, same exact as my therapist, and it shuts off automatically. The wax is always ready to use, and it is amazing. So today I will do that. You'll get to see me demonstrate it. No, I'm not sponsored by anybody ever. I'm just showing you this because my hands are a mess, and I thought maybe you'd like to see it. It's great for arthritis, and my hangnails, my nails, you'll see a big difference soon because it's that wonderful, and it feels so good. So stay tuned for that today, guys. That'll come up later. Right now, I don't have time for that. Right now, we're just going to work on roots. You see, I'm not getting fancy. I'm just twisting. This will be fancy on its own. And because aluminum wire is so soft, it's easy for me to twist. I am working out of my workspace right now, so I'm trying to look over the top of this tripod that gave me grief today because I messed around with it yesterday in my not workspace. So this is one of 3, no, actually no, 4 tripods. But I got fancy with tape and wire and made it so that it doesn't move, and it holds my phone so that I always have a full screen, because I am just not your typical person when it comes to recording and all that. I'm just me, guys. I just do me best I can and share. It's good to have a base if you know what you're going to use your tree for. I have no clue. I just know that I am making it. That's about it. The big one, maybe I have a little idea, but it's not set in stone yet. I'm just going to wrap that around because I don't like the single one sticking out. I'll just twist it in there with that. We'll work with those later. We'll work with this one later. I will, if I have 3, I'll keep the 3 together instead of separating them like I had just done. I'll keep it like that for now. So just to give you an idea what the roots are starting to look like, here we go. Not bad. I like to keep the roots for last because they become pokey and scratchy, but I've only done like 5 of these trees. So, and I'm a root person. I like to do roots. So we'll deal with Pokey and Scratchy. Had I thought it, I would have definitely not twisted them out first, just left the zip tie right there. And then worked on the tree. But that's okay. We do roots. And they can not line up. You can have them crisscross. You do whatever you want. You know how usually I separate a wire and say, oh, you don't belong. Nope, they belong. No matter where they are, they belong. You don't have to get fancy with them. It'll work. I don't know if you just heard that little tune from behind the closed door. It's my shark vacuum cleaner. I call her my housekeeper. She just went to dock. Just thought I'd tell you that. Why? I don't know. I have no clue. I'm not getting fancy. I'm just twisting them out. Fancy is when you get in there with your round pliers and you mess around with your roots. I'm not going to do that right now. See where I'm going with that? They will also be lifted and put down and twisted more, and that's why I like them a little thicker at the top and then twist them out. By that I mean I like to have like a lot up here and just section them out, give them some twists. Don't get too fancy. Unless you want to. I don't do fancy. Oh, if you're hearing that click, that is my wrist. It's not a good sign. My goodness. For everyone that's not new here, if you noticed, yesterday I posted quite a few shorts and collage type things. I'm messing around with the camera, the phone, and I learned a few things, and as long as I can remember them, they're good to know. But, yeah, after the second time I tried to do it, I couldn't remember it, so I put it down and then did it again later. That's an age thing, I think. Oops, I'm getting stuck. I'm not counting, I'm just separating to see how many more sections I'm going to have. Maybe, oops, I pulled that one too far off. See if I can find where that goes. I think it's this one. That wasn't cool. But you see how nice it is to work with aluminum? I just pulled that right out. It slid, and then I pulled it right back up into the trunk part. It just worked. And when I first started doing trees, this is the only wire that I used in a hoop. And then I changed. We'll come back and we'll tighten these up and make them more complete. I'm not going to do anything else with these like right now. I'm more interested in working on the tree part. So we'll just do this one here and then we'll be done with the roots for now. This is just to get an idea of what I was going to do and show you that you don't have to get fancy. You can have as many or as few as you'd like. It would help if I knew what I was going to put this on, but I have no clue. None. I'm not going to twist the trunk. I don't want to. I wasn't going to twist the trunk on the grapevine wreath, but I ended up doing that. I'm just not looking for that look. I told you, I'm not really good at realistic looking trees. It's just not my, better quality. At least I don't think so. I mean, I've made them. They've come out acceptable. But I like to do pretty novelty trees. But we'll do this. And we'll have some fun with it. I'm not getting all crazy fancy. Don't have to. I'll mess around with this when it's done. When I figure out what I'm going to do with it. But that's enough for now. So I'm just going to take a look at it. Oops. Be careful you don't knock your eye off. I'm just hitting my light. I will lay this down in a minute and show you. Right now I just want to separate this big pile of roots. I'll twist the rest of these out later. I don't feel like doing that right now. But that gives you an idea. Let's see, how many? 19 minutes. 19 minutes we've got roots. And we have a tree that stands. So this is what it looks like. Now what you have to figure out is how tall do you want your tree? You want it to be proportionate. And of course these can always be bent up and twirled and clipped back. So I'm going to separate this. I did these in multiples of 16, and that I just did it that way because it is easier for me to count, even though on my other trees that I did this way I didn't count. That's my OCD. I don't know if I want to count. I definitely don't want to twist this right here. So I'm just going to mess around with it a little bit. It's easier for me if I'm going to put another tie too, so I know how tall I want my tree, my trunk. Okay. Oops. can always adjust that. And the trunk, it doesn't have to stay straight. You can make it however you want your tree to look. I like a bend. Nah, maybe not on this one. I don't know yet. We'll see. But there you go. You get the idea. Could put a gentle twist in it if you want. I didn't want to fold it in half and put in twists. I just didn't feel like it. But I mean, if you wanted to gently, because it's so soft, it's aluminum, you can shape your trunk however you'd like. But right now we're going to work with branches, so I'm going to count out 16. Don't have to. I'm just going to do it. See what happens. See, now some of these are really short. Don't matter. That's 16 there. And we're going to add them together to form limbs. And if I didn't count accurate, it don't matter. I don't care. Okay, there's another 16. There's 15. So that's all right. Somewhere along the line I have a short wire or I miscounted. It doesn't matter. You'll see. So I'm gonna start twisting out my tree. I just need to stand it up just for a quick minute, guys. Okay. I'll start right here. And I'm going to twist these two together just a little bit, not a lot, like that. Then separate it. And I'll do it again over here. I found that extra wire that's missing on one side. That's all right. So now I split those in half. And I'll twist it again. Oh no, wait, that's untwisted. Okay, never mind. Twist it like that. This way you start having fun. Now, you don't have to keep them in 16s. You can do them in 8s and 4s. And when I say that, I mean that how many wires. And there's 5. It's all right. Just get a few twists. Drop that one. And then make another one over here. Whoops. When I pull it too tight, it separates. It becomes longer. I'm pulling it right out from here, even though the roots are twisted, this is still really soft. So you can still tighten it up by tugging on this. Aluminum wire is very different than what I've been using. And quite honestly, this feels really weird. I'm not going to count that. I don't care. I'm just going to twist. This is kind of like just a refreshery course for me, and just showing you kind of what I remember doing vaguely 11 years ago. But I do want to, I mean, I did the rustic tree in the grapevine and then a rustic tree before with this wire, but like I said, it's my favorite is working in a hoop, but this is cool. It's good. Let's have some fun with it. You could drop wires and add beads like we do when we work in a hoop. On this one, I think we're just going to twist. On the big one, I think I'm going to bead. Those wires are very long because I think I'm going to bead them first and fold them in half. Which actually there are two ways I think I can do that. I can twist out the whole tree and then add the beads later, or keep it in half and bead first and then assemble the tree, or bead them all and then just put them together and do the roots with a zip tie. I don't know yet. It would be fun to find out. I have no clue. But I'm going to try it. I'm going to give it my best shot. And then if it looks like something I don't like, then don't do it that way. Unless you like it. Yeah, I'm not your typical instructor. I'm just going, doing my thing, and showing you, so you can decide if it's something you'd like to do. Well, a lot of you do like my my trees of life in the hoop. That's my thing. My 4 seasons, and I've been getting a lot of requests about the crescent moon. Check my faves in my playlist. Always check the playlist because you'll find everything there, from materials that I use to things that I've made. Excuse me. Beginner-friendly bracelets, and also my Amazon choice things. If you'll find it there. I did it that way so that there's not a lot of questions that I've already said while I make my tutorial. I just want to make it as easy for you as I can, and also for myself. But the crescent moon is there, by the way, just to let you know. And I do have Etsy. I am not currently up to date on it. I also have a Shopify, and that, gosh, I don't even know when the last time, I mean, there's stuff there, lots of stuff. It just, you know, I think, I don't even know. It'd be fun to find out. But the Etsy is still there. So, I think the crescent moon is there too. I'm not sure. I've got a bunch of stuff in totes. Like I said, if this channel grows to where I want it to be, I very well could start listing every single thing I make as I make it, and first come, first served. But I'm not first come winner takes it all. I don't know. But yeah, I'd have to set up. I don't know if they do PayPal. I didn't check into it. My son did. I'm not that interested. I didn't want to start this to sell here. I have my own place where I sell my stuff. And I have clients that return and recommend other people. And so I do have my own list of people that I've been selling to for a long time. They're always looking for a gift for a teacher or what, you know, whatever. Name tag gifts. Tree of life for new babies, you know, it's there. I mean, grow your business. If you want to do it, do it. No stopping you. I just choose not to share the personal side of my sales and how much I get for things that I sell. Not yet. But I don't work for free. That's one thing. When you have a craft that you're selling, take into consideration, one, how long it took you to make it, because your time, you figure how much money you want to make an hour. And then what it cost you, because regardless of anything, you paid for your materials. And then you think of where it's going. Like my donation stuff. That would, those are free. Silent auction, free. Every time I go to the hospital, where, well, it's a hospital slasher. All my doctors are in the same place. I always take 2 or 3 with me. The little bracelet ones. And if I see someone that I think needs it, I give it to them. Yeah, that's just the way I roll, guys. So, I definitely am not stingy when it comes to sharing, if I choose to. But I also don't work for nothing. Unless it's a gift. Then it's free. It's nice to give. Not always. Sometimes you have to hold back. I know, because I've given away a lot of stuff. Even when I was in the hospital, I had my husband bring stuff. And I decorated my room after my surgery in May. TMI, but for real, I took you with me, so you are in my heart every day. And I had to stop abruptly in the middle of a project that really was not a happy time for me, because it was unexpected. But my husband brought my stuff so I could decorate the bulletin area. I posted it, I shared it. Okay, so when you get here, you can go back and twist. Twist your tree. Make it your own. Make it wild. Make it crazy. Make it realistic. Have some fun with it. It's hard for me to hold this in a way that you can see what I'm doing. get this. These are just plastic pliers. I'm gonna just gently give it a little, I don't even really need that. I just want to give it a gentle twist, only because when I take the zips off, I don't want it to come undone. So that's good enough for me, just like that. And so you don't have to be really careful. You really, really don't. Your tree's gonna come together after you do all this part. This is just, it's kind of like just shaping it. The real fun part is after you finish twisting it, you decide what you want to do, where you want to cut it, and how you want to shape your branches. And what kind of form you're going to put it on. See, I've moved these around a lot. Now I'm not done yet. Okay. Now, let's see, we have the branches. If you don't like where it is at, twist it again, throw it to the other side of your tree. Right now, I'm looking at it overhead and it just looks like a big pile of wire. I'm trying to do it in a way that you can see, but I think, and if I do it directly overhead, it's going to come out not full screen. I think I did the first one to be too big. I think the second one definitely won't be able to do it. You run into the situation where you cannot see what I'm trying to do. If you wanted to bead this, you could. Definitely. I can throw some beads on and show you. It was not the plan. Stick with my plan. I'm just showing you how to twist out a tree. Really, really simple. Without having to count wires and follow a pattern. It's just a matter of twisting and then making it do what you want it to do. And then you're going to trim it up. And it's going to be your tree. I'm just trying to get down here in the lower branches now. I'm not all scratched up. Just twisting them out. That's what this aluminum wire is really good for. And it does, after you leave it alone, it does, like, it's not as flexible. So once you do twist it tightly, it does stiffen up. It's not so fluidy, not so buttery. Like you can see this branch here, it's gotten stiffer, and they will. This wire anyway. Well, you can change your gauge. I can't advise you on that. I'm sorry. This is the only gauge I've ever used on this, and I never understood the difference for a long time between aluminum wire and the wire that I normally use for my trees of life, hoop, and that is a copper wire, which is a very sturdy wire as opposed to the aluminum. I didn't know that. How was I to know that? I never made a tree before. I figured it out. And I did ask, other people that I watch make trees, and some of them didn't speak my language or didn't get back to me, and others didn't answer anybody's comments or questions. So that's why I do this. I try my best to answer you and to show you this is how I learned, guys. It's for real. I just keep it real. And I'm going to keep doing it for as long as my hands allow. Hopefully next month I'll have good news. I ain't doing no surgery. I'm all set with that. I actually found the paper from the day that I had my surgery, which explains everything, the entire procedure. Let me just grab it real quick so I can check this out. Oops. Okay, so admission date 5/11/21. Yep. Right thumb, capo medial, capo CMC joint arthritis, right middle trigger finger, trapezotomy right thumb, CMC joint with arthritics tightrope, reconstruction, release of middle finger trigger, and carpal tunnel release. All of this was done on the same day. And then after the cast and the healing and the physical therapy, guys, I did the other hand. Except for it wasn't a middle finger trigger. This is a bad surgery. This one here did not work. I had a big tremble for a long time. It was the thumb. It triggered like that. So I have had, I believe, 12 surgeries total on both hands. Can you believe this? It's crazy. That's why I'm really self-conscious of my hands, besides my age. I do have a skin condition, but my scars, I'm very self-conscious of them. This one here, you can't really even hardly see it, but this is where they took out this bone, trapezoid, and the pin is over here, and this one you can see a lot more, and this scar goes all the way up, and then the carpal tunnel on both. Trigger, 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 Oh my gosh. I'm just a mess. And it's not just from doing this. I had all this carpal tunnel and all that prior to overworking my hands, guys. It's just overworking in general. So, can you see how this comes together? I will take a little video of it just to show you that you can do this. Just do it. You know, I probably could have gotten away with cutting it smaller, which I think I'm going to do. I'm going to make a smaller one just to show you for small purposes, and then I'll post this one. But I think I'll do the smaller one in a minute. Won't take long. And I'm going to end this one. I can't see the time. 49 minutes. But in 49 minutes, we have a tree. I'll stand it up so that you can see it, and then we'll trim it up.